Hi, I'm Paul Monies. I cover state capitol and agencies for Oklahoma Watch, and I was behind me in the chamber here for Governor Stitt's State of the State address this morning. And the 44-minute speech kind of touched on a lot of subjects, including law and order and safety, and schools and parent choice. He also touched on some budgeting and taxpayer savings that he wants to do with the legislature's help. Now, one of the things that kind of surprised a lot of people was that we're still in the grip of COVID. There was no mention specifically of coronavirus or COVID-19 in Stitt's speech, but he has said many times in the past that the fact that Oklahoma's economy was open up pretty soon after the first summer of the COVID pandemic, that helped our low employment currently and helped add jobs in the long run, and also contributed to the kind of swelling state tax coffers that have come out in recent months. The legislature does have a record amount of money to appropriate, but Stitt has kind of been toeing the line, wants to basically have a flat budget with some extra supplementals here and there for various things that he's outlined in his budget documents. Also wants to eliminate the state share of the grocery tax. That would help lower-income Oklahomans a little bit. It's a little details on that are a little fuzzy right now, and that would be a lot of revenue to make up. He also wants to talk a little bit more about infrastructure issues and wants to spend $13 billion over the next 10 years to add to lanes on the Turner Turnpike between Oklahoma City and Tulsa, and also to additional roads out in the rural areas as well. So Governor Stitt, who campaigned on criminal justice reform, didn't really make much mention of that today as an issue in the state of the state. He also did mention mental health, but it wasn't in a broader context. It was in a very specific context to help law enforcement and first responders. Now, outside of the House chamber, there were a couple of protest actions going on as well. In fact, when you first got to the Capitol this morning, there were some protest banners against Stitt and his administration's actions on the old Eric on the south side of the Capitol. Those were quickly taken down by, I think, DPS troopers. And then during the actual address, one person tried to unfurl a banner but was unsuccessful, and they got ushered out quickly. And then finally, after his address had concluded, you could go outside and hear there was some members of the abortion abolitionist movement outside singing hymns and then chanting after his address had finished. It was all around the Capitol, you could hear. Now, if you want to know more about the speech and read the speech in full, you can go to oklahomawatch.org. Our staff has also done some annotations and fact-checking and put some context of the facts in the speech itself. And that, once again, that's oklahomawatch.org. And I'm Paul Monies at the